We had some green cow manure, and we put it in a paper bag. We scooped it up, put it in a paper bag. Then we went out to his house, and you could look down the hall through the house and see him back there in the back of the house.
Uh-huh.
So we struck a match and lit that bag and knocked on the door. Bam, 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 bam. When he come out there, he could see the flames, you know. And he got out on the porch and started stomping it out.
Hello everyone, this is the Papa Sam radio show coming from you live outside at Papa's house.
Right.
In his porch. And today, Papa, what are your thoughts on this spring day?
It's beautiful outside. We got a lot of work done this morning. And even washed the dog, hooked the boat up, and getting ready to go fishing tomorrow.
Yep.
And that's about the highlight of our day. We had some good hot dogs for lunch.
Sure did.
And you got a bite?
Yeah, I got a bite.
Okay, I was wondering you were digging down there. I was wondering what you had.
Yeah. I hope it ain't nothing. You know what I mean?
Bloomer crickets.
Yeah. All right. Well, Papa, your first question for the day is: what are your thoughts on Sean Spicer saying that the Germans did not use chemical weapons against the Jews?
He wasn't thinking. He just misspoke, and they want to make a big deal out of it. Why didn't they make a big deal out of Obama saying, "You like your doctor, you can keep it. If you like your insurance, you can keep it"? They were blatant lies.
I know.
But they want to make a big deal out of him making a mistake. Nancy Pelosi, you know, I don't know nothing else I want to say about her.
Nothing else?
Yeah, she wants to have him fired.
She wants him fired? All right, your next question for the day is, Papa, what are your thoughts on Obama, the Democrats not jumping on Obama when he made the deal for the...
It's the same thing Democrats do all the time. Just like, what was that guy that made the movie about Hillary's America?
Dinesh D'Souza.
Yes, what did he say? They get on something, hold on to it, and they choke it to death. And when it don't work no more, they jump onto something else.
Yeah.
Like they remind me of a bunch of maggots in a dead chicken. They'll work on him till it's gone, and they turn into flies and fly away and start working on something else.
Yep.
And am I linking them to a maggot? Yes, I am, and I'm proud to say it.
The classic.
Everybody don't want this bandwagon. I don't care. You pull yours and I pull mine.
Your next question for the day is probably the Democrats. So I was saying the Democrats did not hop on Obama when he made a deal with the Iranians. What are your thoughts on that?
I didn't know he made a deal with the Iranians.
He made a deal that will give you a nuclear bomb. This is around September 26, 2015.
Obama done it. They dropped the red line.
No, he gave him a nuclear bomb.
Oh yeah, that was the Obama. And can you imagine Obama running this country? Him and
Hillary
and what was the other one? Oh, John Kerry.
John Kerry.
Oh, swift boat man.
Yeah.
He swift boated him everywhere he went.
Yeah, I know. All right, your next question for the day: Donald Trump has dropped a bomb in Afghanistan, the mother lode of all bombs. That is not nuclear.
You know what they say? Donald Trump is this, Donald Trump is that. But you remember that song that guy wrote for him?
No idea. What song did he write?
When you mess with the United States.
Yeah. They gonna get Trump.
They put a boot up your dude. That's the American way.
Yeah.
And he just put a boot up him.
He sure did. Your next question for the day is, Papa, what are your thoughts on being looked at? Based on what I saw last night, you've been looked at 752 views on your channel. What are your thoughts on that?
Nah, some people get 2 million.
I know we'll probably get 2 million. I hope we get 2 million. Your next question for the day is, what are your thoughts on... Well, you saw what happened against Roman Reigns. Most people do not like Roman, but how do you think Braun Strowman handling Roman Reigns the way he did.
Well, didn't Roman Reigns at where was that big wrestling event they just had?
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania beat Von Strowman.
He beat Undertaker.
He beat the Undertaker. I thought he wrestled Strowman somewhere.
He wrestled Strowman. I think it was the pay-per-view WrestleMania before.
And he beat him.
He beat him.
And what happened this time?
Well, Strowman, he beat Roman so bad that they carried him out on a stretcher. They tried to reel him in off the stairs, so Strowman grabbed the stretcher and flipped it over, like say he was being rode up there.
Uh huh.
He grabbed the stretcher and just flipped it with him on his face first off the stairs. Then they tried to put him inside the ambulance. He flipped the ambulance over when Roman Reigns was in it.
Boy, they can really sell that stuff, can't they?
Yes, they can.
If bull was for sale, they'd make $1 million.
I know. I saw that.
They can't hardly wait to see the next wrestling match, can they?
They can't wait.
How many nights a week they wrestle? 5?
No. Well, they wrestle Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then if it's, they also have live events too. That's
Boy, it
pretty.
must be a lot of money in wrestling.
I know.
But you just think now, they got Roman Reigns,
Yep.
Crazy Man,
And Seth
and
Rollins.
Seth Rollins, all on the same place.
Brand. Yep. They're gonna have. They're gonna.
They got to all deal with, what's his name?
Who? Stephanie or
No, they general manager now,
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Yep.
They won't mess with him. He'll beat them up, won't it?
He did.
He will.
Let's talk about the July 4th cook-off. Will we have another one?
Never again.
Never.
I got took to the cleaners and beat down.
You didn't
I
make
had
your
the best. I made the best spaghetti sauce in the world.
Well, you didn't make your barbecue. Maybe you can make your barbecue and you'll win.
What, you trying to hook me up on another cook-off?
No, I'm just saying you can make your.
Who am I going to be competing against?
Elizabeth. You mean that was the
What is she going to cook this time?
something called ranch and bacon chicken. She's gonna grill some chicken, put ranch on top of it, and put bacon on top of it. I was gonna make him some barbecue. Well, you think you can handle it?
I think about it.
All right, everyone. If those who watch the July 4th cook-off, I don't know, popular. I don't know if we're gonna have a July 4th cook-off 2017. We had 2016.
I'm going to cook a fish head stew.
A fish head stew.
Yeah, you take the fish, you clean your fish,
Yep.
you cut the heads off, clean them up, cut the heads off, throw all the heads in a pot, and you cook them
Yep.
till they're done. And you take the fish heads and throw them away. You get all that broth, and then you add your, then you take your pot, you dice your potatoes up in little square blocks about half inch. You put your potatoes, you put your bacon in the bottom,
Yes, sir.
so your bacon will cook and come to the top. You put your bacon up, depends on how much you're gonna do it. And you put a layer of bacon in the bottom. You put a layer of onions on top of that. No, a layer of potatoes, a layer of onions, and a cup of onions, a cup of celery, a cup of green peppers, 1 bay leaf,
What about your squirrels?
and a little bit of rosemary. And then you put a little of your broth in there and cover that up. Then you cook that and let it get done. You put your rest of your broth in there, and then you put a pack of Zatarain in it. That's a little bit of rice, Zatarain. You put it in there and you stir it up. Then all that's cooked. and then you add your rest of your stock to it till you make a soup, fish head stew. Make
Yep.
it kind of thick, and then you get Granny to make a roux. You take a roux, make a roux out of some bacon fat and flour, and you put a little kitchen bouquet in it to turn it brown. So then you pour that in there to make it more of a gravy type deal. All right, and then you crack about depends on how many. If you're making a big pot, crack about a dozen eggs. When you bring it to a boil, put about a dozen eggs in it, and that'll cook them eggs, and they'll settle to the bottom.
Yep.
Then you cook it. Then you put your fish in for the next 15 minutes, and it's over. And if it ain't thick as you want it, you go back and add some more Zatarain.
What about your squirrel sauce pecan you made?
Everybody thinks they don't like it because it's
I like it. It's good to me.
well, I could make a cereal squash pecan too.
Yes, you could. This, well, I have the video of it. I just haven't uploaded it yet. I'm gonna work on it sometime this week. Your next question for the day is, Papa, what are your thoughts on well, you're going fishing against your son, my Uncle Chris.
You can tell him when you see him that you talked to me and on the back porch today, and he said you just thought you were good. You want nothing compared to what he was in his younger days, and he'd probably give you a beat down tomorrow because he'll be in the front of the boat.
You will beat him down?
I tell him I'll probably beat him down tomorrow bad.
Yep, I'll tell him that. Well, you have your Helix 7, you got your side imaging set up. Papa and I got the boat out, and he's fishing in his boat with his Helix 7. And Paul, what do you think of your side imaging?
I think I'm gonna like it. I got it on high intensity, so I'll see what's under the pier now.
Just see a jig. Well, your next question for the day is, Papa, what are your thoughts on James Comey,
James Comey,
the FBI director?
I think he's a snake in the grass, and he's a bad snake. He bites everybody in the butt he can.
He's like a viper.
He's a Democrat, and I think he swings the Democrat way.
He's a viper.
If I was President Pump, I would fire his tail.
You're fired.
I'd fire him.
Yeah.
I wouldn't let him sit up there and be as crooked as he is.
He lied on their oath. That's treason.
Yeah.
That's treason, I believe, or treasury.
He should have been fired then.
Yep, your next.
But you know, nobody got prosecuted under Obama.
No.
Loretta Lynch saw to that.
There's a wasp I just saw fly by. And what are your thoughts on? Well, originally we thought it was going to be Jamie and Elizabeth, but now it's back to Papa and Elizabeth.
Elizabeth ain't got a chance if they judge it right.
They robbed you.
I got 70 years. I've been cooking 12 years.
You've been cooking since
I've been cooking 12 years. When we were young, growing up, we had our own camp in the woods. We could go down there, and when it was raining on a rainy day, we'd be high and dry.
Yeah.
We could go in that thing. We had us a little heater in there. We'd be high and dry. Had a tin top on it. We had a place outside with a tin top on it so we could cook under it. We'd have fish, frog legs.
Yeah.
We'd hound a hog. If nobody wasn't watching, we'd get a chicken.
Yeah, Papa lived. He was a young.
We'd have a rabbit. We'd have almost anything. We couldn't find nothing else. We slipped something out of the freezer. Have pork chops. Country ham. Smokehouse was sitting right in the middle of the yard. All we had to do was catch everybody not looking and slip right in there, cut us a piece of ham on, go down there and fried it. And Mama always had cornbread cooked. We take cornbread, have a little jar, pour some molasses in it. We had everything you could name.
Yeah. Papa lived in the late 40s. Papa lived in the backwoods
It was me, Chris, Stuart Thornton, and sometimes that was it. That was it.
You told me the story where we come.
We'd have tin cans out in the woods somewhere,
Uh-huh.
and a string on the ground real low, and somebody come around and hit that string, that can would rattle. We knew somebody was coming.
Yep.
We had bows and arrows. We were well equipped.
Yes, you were. Papa wants to write a book about the early days when he was growing
I
up.
think I'm gonna do that one day.
You can you want Elizabeth to write it for
I'm
you?
gonna take a tape recorder and sit down and do about an hour a day for a week or two and tell my life story.
You can tell it right here.
Well, I can't do it now. When I was a young man, growing up, 14 years old, I stayed in a lot of trouble fighting. Me and Stuart Thornton and then would go up Saturday night just to get in a fight.
Mm.
The champion up there was a man named Bryant Faulkner.
Brian Faulkner?
Yeah. He was a bad dude.
You sure?
I thought I was a bad dude too. But me and him, we had one hell of a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
outlasted him, that's all I can say.
Yeah,
Outlasted him.
you told me that.
I was a little bit more, I was probably, I'd say 8 inches taller, arm reach was longer, and weighed about 20 pounds more than he did.
You outlasted him.
I outlasted him and beat him down.
Wow. What about that? Papa and I were coming down the highway, and Papa and I told Papa about. He told me a story one time when we were going by the highway to get some hot dogs. I said, "Papa, tell me the story." It says today is Thursday. We'll talk about a little story about when you were a kid. The flaming bag of cow crap.
We used to have a thing at the schoolhouse called King and Queen of, I think it was May Day or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the man right across from the schoolhouse had a big old pear tree in his yard.
Yes, sir.
And we were all young, of course, we see them pear trees, and they were great big pears on the tree, and they were that long, all yellow, pretty as you ever seen. And we slipped across that, had cotton planted in the field. Cotton was way high. We crawled through there and get them pears, and if he saw us, a lot of times he didn't see us, we'd get up a bunch of pears and put them in a bag right quick and run back to jump over the fence at the schoolhouse. And sometimes he'd see us and come out there after us. Then he'd go to tell the principal, Miss Ishbel, that we were stealing the pears.
Yeah, what?
And so anyway, they had that night, and they had a cakewalk at the schoolhouse and all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
We had some green cow manure, and we put it in a paper bag. We scooped it up, put it in a paper bag. Then we went out to his house, and you could look down the hall through the house and see him back there in the back of the house.
Uh-huh.
So we struck a match and lit that bag and knocked on the door. Bam, 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 bam. When he come out there, he could see the flames, And he got out on the porch and started stomping it out. And boy, you talking about a cussing he put on us. We ran back to the schoolhouse and went up that way they were having the cakewalk out and sit down.
Uh-huh.
In a few minutes, he was over there telling me his Hitchbill, some of the boys what they'd done to him. And the next morning, she didn't say nothing that night. The next morning, she called us all in there, and she narrowed it down to me and a couple more boys.
Mm-hmm.
So she made us get out on the schoolyard. She didn't beat us or nothing like that. Back then, she could have whooped us. We had to get out and pick up all the little things along the fence and every little piece of paper everywhere. We had janitorial duty for about a week.
Mm.
At recess, we had to get a bag, go around and pick up the trash. And if it wasn't any, we just had to walk and act like we were looking for it. and but we got even with him.
That's all he can say.
Yeah, I can just imagine when he started stomping that bag. We were laying out there. We were laying out there listening to him. It was on. It was May Day, I believe. When you used to have May Day at school. That's been 60-some years ago.
Wow.
60. I was about 12 years old.
I'm pretty sure he was the angriest man alive that day.
Huh?
Pretty sure the angriest man alive that day. And he had cow crab and just stomped on it and go.
Don't you know that? How would you like to stomp a cow? Green cow stuff, just fresh off the rocks. Listen, I know another boys. They used to go around to people's houses.
Yes, sir.
They go knock on the door, and they said, "Let me in, let me in." Somebody's trying to kill me. And of course they didn't know him. He ain't coming in my house. All of a sudden, somebody would ride by on a car and shoot up in the air, and they fall like they were dead, you know, like they were shot. And then people would slam the door in his face, and then all the lights would go off in the house. They were scared somebody really was shooting them. Then he'd crawl off to the house and go staggering through the yard, and the car would pick him up down the road. And the law be out there a little while.
I know. Well, I mean, I remember. I can't remember the stories you did. The things you did that were really funny. That
We didn't have nothing to do on Sunday but go to the creek, go fishing, or go swimming, seine the creeks, have fish fry, or just think up something we could be mean about. But back then, when I got home from school, I had to feed the mule. I had to feed up. I had a job to do. Get in the stove, get in the kindling. You just didn't grow up in a farm and not have something to do all the time. We would work 5 days a week, and sometimes we would work all day on Saturday in the back of barn season, all day on Saturday. Take out 2 or 3 barns of back, and Sunday, about 12 o'clock, we get through. That's the only time we had from Sunday at 12 o'clock to dark, and back next morning we'd be back in the backer field. Me, Gabby, and Dennis Pridgeon. We primed backer every day, 6, 7 days a week.
And then when you grew, and then back then, Papa got in a lot of fights when he was a young guy.
When in the mornings, when Mama called me, I got up. I would catch the mule, put the harness on it, hook it to a slide truck, come back and get me a biscuit. I didn't drink coffee.
You got a biscuit.
I got a biscuit, ham and biscuit. I could have 1 or 2 whatever I wanted. And Mama would be cooking dinner for that day when we got through. She'd have butter beans, this, that, the other. We'd kill a calf, you know, at the end of the year. And all that calf, even it won't no selfish to steak and hamburger. Every bit of them was beef stew. Beef stew. Every bit of that old cow was beef stew. Beef stew. Cut him every bit up in humps and cook him in a stew pot. And freeze it, you know, in the freezer locker, and have beef stew. Beef stew. That was a Sunday treat to have beef stew.
Beef stew. Granny cooks roast beef on Sunday.
Daddy would kill a hog for everyone. If it was 6 of us living in the house, 6 hogs. Smokehouse full of meat. Everything that we could can. Potatoes would be kept. Wrap them up, keep them from freezing. Had a potato heel like that with sweet potatoes in it. You go stick your hand down in there. One time I got a snake out of it. But we didn't.
I remember then later on in life when Papa got a little bit older, he met my grandmother, and your wife had 3 kids. And you still work with 3 kids. You would all get out in the back of the field, work every day from Sunday to Sunday.
Yes, sir. Well, me and your grandma is primed the barn up and back by ourselves. Right by ourselves. Tommy or Chris went on the tractor, and everybody worked.
Yeah.
Everybody worked. There'd be Chris and Becky at the barn handling the grandma. She'd be looping it, and me and Sandra and we'd prime a bar tobacco. It'd take us all day, but we'd prime a bar tobacco, 400 sticks.
Wow.
I'd hang it by myself.
Mm.
But when me and Gabby were both at home, we both, you know, we'd hang a bar tobacco.
You worked on the backfield from sundown to sundown.
We get in the field early in the morning. It'd be 6 to 7 hours before we stop for lunch. Depends on how we be at that time. We got daylight.
Mm. Yeah.
When it got dark, you were looking. It didn't make no difference what time it was. Time you got washed up, you were looking bad. You were tired. I can remember me and your granny working in Baca all day and had 3 young ones. When we got home, granny take a bath and start cooking supper. I take the young ones out. We had the water hose be out in the sunshine. The water in the water hose be warm, you know. And I wash them young ones. I set them one up on the picnic table, and take dishwashing detergent, spray it on his head, wash him up, spray him off, wrap a towel around him, send him in the house. And the next one, do the same thing. I wash them with a water hose, like they were all cars coming to the car wash, and pray them in the house. When I eat supper, and everybody go to bed, we'd be back up next morning, 4 o'clock, ready to go again.
So you spray like a water, like a cup.
We wash, get through in the dark, and start back in the dark.
So you spray your kids, so you spray my dad and my uncle and my aunt with the water hose.
They'd be clean.
That's pretty bad. I never took a shower with I had taken cold showers. You know how you go in the shower with no hot water in it? I'd done that too many.
Let me tell you what.
That's so cool.
Your granny come out in the city. Well, I guess the city to me, tough as nails.
Granny was tough as nails.
Tough as nails. Whatever I'd done, she I don't care what it was, she helped me. And to this day that she got sick, she still helped me.
Yeah.
I respect her for that.
Now you have me, that you have your grandkids now from that time to present day, Papa Sam.
I think we've had enough of this radio show.
Yeah, you ready to cut it off?
Yeah, let's do what we got to do and get off of the air.
All right, what do you want to talk about next? You want
Next radio show?
What do you want to talk about next radio show when I cut it off?
Who can we pick on?
We're the ultimate.
Let's talk about the people, the tax people.
Oh, yes.
Yes, sir. I want to talk about the tax people.
All right, let me tell you, before Papa gets on the tax, I got to tell you guys something. Somewhere around 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, Papa had a boat tax that came in the mail.
No, I was at the boat when I went to get the tags for the boats.
Yep.
See, what I done was, I get them things that say you got to have your boat tags. It's cold, raining, it's bad weather, ain't nobody going fishing. So I didn't go get the tags for the boat.
I can't blame you. It's cold.
I waited on up to the time I was getting ready to use the boat. So I'm going to get the tags for it, right? They charged me $15 a boat extra penalty because I didn't get them the day they wanted me to have them.
That's wrong. I'm pretty sure.
If the guy that made that ruling he nothing but he's got to be a Democrat, because ain't no Republican can treat nobody like that. I'd like to snatch a knot in him. I hope he reads this. If you do, and you the guy that caused that penalty, boy, I'd like to put a boot in your butt.
You like to take that 12 boot, that size 12,
13,
size 13 boot, and stick it straight up.
I want the heel to be in it. So now we let's sign off and get off this thing.
All right, that's it.
That's what we'll pick up at next time.
Yep.
That guy that caused that penalty.
That's it for the Papa Sam Radio Show. We thank you for watching. And Papa, thank you for a good radio show.
See you next time.
We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.